Friends, today we will discuss about vitamins and minerals. Coming to vitamins, vitamins are essential organic nutrients required in small amounts. They are required in small amounts. These vitamins cannot be synthesized by the body. So, one must be obtained by outside sources like diet and sun. Many of these vitamins are required for growth, maintenance, reproduction and lactation. So, these are the significance of vitamins. Now, coming to the classification of vitamins. So, vitamins are broadly divided into two categories. First one is fat-soluble vitamins. Second one is water-soluble vitamins. So, based on their dissolving capacity, vitamins are classified into two categories. They are the fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. Mainly, these fat-soluble vitamins are stored in tissues. They are stored in tissues. Water-soluble vitamins can't be stored in tissues, hence they must have to take constant. So, they have to be taken or consumed constantly. What are the vitamins which come under fat-soluble means? Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Coming to the water-soluble vitamins, B complex vitamin and vitamin C will come under water-soluble vitamins. Now we will see individual vitamin. So mainly I will discuss the function, deficiency symptoms and sources of vitamins. Now we will see vitamin A. Vitamin A, the main function is it is involved in the development of healthy skin and nerve tissues. It aids in developing resistance to infections. So, vitamin A aids in developing resistance to infection. Mainly, it is involved in the eyesight. So, vitamin E main function is eyesight improvement and bone formation. So, all animals, that means humans also, require sources of vitamin A. So, they should be compulsory supplied through diet. Mainly, vitamin A plays an important role in pregnancy. Coming to the deficiency symptoms, vitamin A deficiency or lack lead to retarded growth in the young one. It leads to retarded growth in the young one. And the development of peculiar condition around the eyes. That means some symptoms will be developed around the eyes and that condition is called xerophthalmia. Ophtha means eye, zero means dryness of the eye will be seen. And the next deficiency symptom is night blindness and reproductive disorders. So what are the symptoms of vitamin A deficiency means? Xerophthalmia, night blindness and in severe conditions, it also leads to reproductive disorders. So, what are the sources? What are the sources of vitamin A? Whole milk, keratin-rich diet. Next, animal oils, animal body oils like codfish and tuna. These are the rich sources. Next, coming to legumes which are synthetically prepared. These are the sources of vitamin A. The second vitamin is vitamin E. Vitamin E. So, what is the main function of vitamin E means? It is mainly responsible for reproduction. So, vitamin E is mainly responsible for reproduction. Coming to the deficiency symptoms. If vitamin E is lacking in our diet, what will happen means it leads to poor growth, tragic disease. It is a symptom. And next, muscular dystrophy, development of muscular dystrophy, white muscle disease in ruminants and swine, and stiff limb disease. So, vitamin E is responsible for the development of stiff limb disease. So, what do you mean here means? Mainly here, movement of the muscles will be ceased. So stiff lamb disease, mainly which indicates improper functioning of nerves and muscles. Now we will see the sources of vitamin E. So the main source is poultry sources. Next, cherries and wheat germ oil, green forges, protein concentrates, oil seeds like peanut oil and soya bean oil are rich sources of vitamin E. So what will happen in absence of vitamin E means we will develop anti-sterility. Coming to the important properties of vitamin E. Vitamin E rapidly destroyed in rancid or spoiled fats. So I said that vitamin E is present in fats, or we can say that fats are sources of vitamin E. If those fats are rancid or spoiled, then vitamin E will be destroyed in them. That is why these may cause white muscle disease. So if we consume rancid fats, we will get a symptom that is white muscle disease. How this white muscle disease arises means vitamin E in the spoiled fat will lead to this disorder. So utilization of vitamin E is dependent on adequate selenium. So selenium is another which will help in absorption of vitamin E. So selenium is a mineral which aids in the absorption of vitamin E. So next, coming to the vitamin D. So vitamin D, here the main function of vitamin E is proper utilization of calcium. So proper utilization of calcium and phosphorus to produce normal healthy bones. So vitamin D, what is the main function of vitamin D means it helps in the normal production of bones and keep them strengthy. So vitamin D is essential for the proper utilization of calcium and phosphorus to produce and maintain healthy bones. Coming to the deficiency signs, in absence of vitamin D or during deficiency of vitamin D, main symptom is retarded growth. The main symptom which is seen is retarded growth, mishapen bones. Mishapen means the positioning or the structure of the bones will be changed, and that condition is called rickets, lameness and osteoporosis. So mainly in conditions like rickets, lameness and osteoporosis, the bones will be damaged. Next, coming to the sources of vitamin D, the main source is whole milk and sun-cured haze, forest crops, fish liver, oil, irrigated yeast are the main sources of vitamin D. So this is about vitamin D. Next we will go to vitamin K. Vitamin K, the main function of vitamin K maintains normal blood coagulation. It maintains normal blood coagulation. Coming to the deficiency signs, in absence of vitamin K, what will happen means blood loses its power to clot, or the time needed for clotting is increased, and it leads to severe hemorrhages which result from slight wounds. So what will happen next in the coming to the deficiency symptom of vitamin K, clotting time will be increased, blood will not be clotted. So what will happen, even though we got a simple minute injury, bleeding will be continuously same. So vitamin K is very essential. So we develop a condition called hemorrhage condition during vitamin K deficiency. Coming to the sources, green leafy vegetables, fish liver, soya bean oil, soya bean oil. Next, synthetic compounds, mainly ruminant synthetic compounds are very rich sources of vitamin K. And now we will move to the water-soluble vitamins. So what are the water-soluble vitamins? Means B complex vitamins and vitamin C. B complex vitamin and vitamin C. So based on their capacity to dissolve in water, they are classified into water-soluble vitamins. So water-soluble vitamins are of two types, B complex vitamins and vitamin C. So as they are not retained in the body, they have to be compulsory taken through diet regularly. Now we will see about vitamin C. The other name of vitamin C is ascorbic acid. So what is the main function of ascorbic acid means? It has an effect on the metabolism of calcium in the body. So vitamin C mainly affects calcium absorption. Coming to the deficiency symptoms, the deficiency of vitamin C in humans leads to a condition called scurvy. So what do you mean the scurvy mean? Means it is a condition where the joints are swollen and very painful and bleeding gums are seen. So scurvy is nothing but swollen and painful gums with bleeding. And this vitamin deficiency leads to brittleness of bones. What are the sources of vitamin C? The rich sources of vitamin C are citrus family. So citrus fruits, tomatoes, leafy vegetables and potatoes are the rich sources of vitamin C. So vitamin C is also called as ascorbic acid. Main function is it helps in the absorption of calcium. The deficiency of vitamin C leads to a condition called scurvy, where painful joints and bleeding gums are seen. So coming to the sources, citrus family fruits are the richest sources. Now we will move to vitamin B complex. So vitamin B complex, the name itself indicates complex, means several vitamins are present in this complex like B1, B2, B3, niacin, folic acid, type. First we will discuss about B1. B1 is also called as thiamine. The main function is it is required for the normal metabolism of carbohydrates. Coming to the deficiency symptoms, the main symptom that is seen is loss of appetite. That means we are not interested to take time. Next, muscular weakness, severe nervous disorders. Severe nerve disorders are seen, general weakness and wasting. Simply, these symptoms are nothing but the symptoms of beriberi. So B1 deficiency leads to beriberi. So what are the symptoms means? Loss of appetite, muscular weakness, severe nervous disorders, general weakness and wasting. Coming to the sources, the main source is raw and whole grains. And especially these seed coats and embryos contain vitamin A. The raw seed coats contain richest source of vitamin A. Next, embryos, fresh green forage, yeast, milk are the richest source of vitamin B1. Next, we will go for B2. The other name of B2 is riboflavin. So, riboflavin is nothing but vitamin B2. B1 is thiamine, B2 is riboflavin. Coming to the function, it is necessary for normal embryo development. Next, it is important in the metabolism of amino acids and carbohydrates. The main function is it is necessary for normal embryo development. So, during pregnancy period, the doctor will suggest to take compulsory vitamin B complex tablets along with minerals. This is the reason. Next, coming to deficiency symptoms. What are the main deficiency symptoms? Means poor reproduction characterized by small litters and deformed young cups will be developed, which leads to paralysis also. For this reason, during embryo development, vitamin B2, as it is not stored in our body, we have to take compulsory through the diet. Next, in vitamin B deficiency, mainly in vitamin B2 deficiency, not only problem in embryo development, gastrointestinal disturbances are frequently seen. So digestive problems are seen, and along with these, general weakness and eye abnormalities are also found. So main symptom is disturbance in the normal embryo development. Mainly deformities in the young infants will be developed. Coming to the sources are milk and dairy byproducts. The main source are milk and dairy byproducts. Yeast, green forage. Green forage means fresh leafy vegetables. Whole grains, wheat bran, and riboflavin, which is synthesized in rumen, are the richest sources of vitamin B2. Next, we will move to these are the richest sources of the vitamin B2. Now, we will see. So, this is about vitamins. So, vitamins are very important. These are nothing but the organic nutrients which are required in small amounts, and as they are not synthesized in our body, playing an important role, they have to be supplied in the diet. Based on their dissolving capacity, they are categorized into two types, water soluble and fat soluble. So water soluble are BC vitamins, water soluble are ADEK. So next, now we will see about minerals. So what are the vitamins and minerals? What is the difference between vitamin and mineral needs? Vitamins are the organic nutrients. Minerals are inorganic nutrients. That is the main difference. And again, these minerals also, they are required for the maintenance of our body, normal maintenance of our body. And these two are required in small amounts. So the main difference between vitamins and minerals are, vitamins are organic compounds other than carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. But minerals are inorganic nutrients which are required in small amounts. Generally, there are 20 minerals. Out of them, 8 minerals will play an important role. And these minerals are classified into two categories. They are the microelements and macroelements. Based on the requirement, they are classified into two categories. They are the macro minerals and micro minerals. So what is the difference between macro minerals and micro minerals? Macro, the name itself, macro means large. So these minerals are required in a large proportions. Micro minerals are required in minor amounts, small amounts. So coming to the macro minerals. So what are the macro minerals means? Calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine, and magnesium. So these are the macro minerals. Now we will see about calcium. So calcium is represented as Ca. Coming to the main function of calcium, calcium is the major component of bones and teeth, and it is essential in blood coagulation, nerve and muscle functioning, and mainly it is responsible for the production of milk and egg. So calcium plays a major role in the bones and teeth formation. It plays an important role in blood coagulation, for the maintenance of normal muscle and nerve functions, and it is an important factor which is required for the milk and egg production. Coming to the deficiency symptoms of calcium. So deficiency of calcium or lack of calcium leads to retarded growth. It leads to retarded growth, deformed bones in young animals or young babies, and soft shelled eggs will be produced. And in severe conditions, it leads to osteoporosis. In severe conditions, it leads to osteoporosis. So coming to the deficiency signs, it is mainly leading to retarded growth, deformed bones in young animals, and that condition is called rickets. And the shell will be soft so that easily broken, and it leads to osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a condition where the bones become brittle and break easily. So osteoporosis is a bone deformity in adults, whereas rickets is seen in infants. Next, coming to the sources, milk is the richest source, and oyster shells and limestone are the rich sources of calcium. Now we will see about the mineral sodium and chloride. So these minerals will be in combination. Generally they are available in combination, that is sodium chloride, which is represented as sodium NaCl, which is represented NaCl. So now we will see about the functions of NaCl, that is sodium chloride. It is required for the formation and retention. It is required for the formation and retention, for the concentration and pH of the body fluids. So it is required for the formation and retention and to maintain pH of the body fluids such as protoplasm, blood. Next, it is important in the formation of digestive juices, and it plays a vital role in carrying the functions of nerve and muscle. Now we will see the deficiency signs. So what are the deficiency signs of sodium chloride? Means poor condition and depressed appetite. So appetite will be depressed. Next, most farm produced feeds are deficient in these two minerals. So most farm produced feeds are deficient in both. Coming to the sources, what are the sources? Means salt supplements and injectable products. So anything that is added by salts are the sources of sodium chloride. Now we will see about phosphorus. Phosphorus. It is represented by P. Coming to the functions, it is essential for the formation of bone and teeth. It is essential for the formation of bones and teeth and for the normal maintenance of body fluids. Mainly it is required for the metabolism, cellular respiration, and to carry normal reproduction. So, phosphorus is required for the formation of bones, teeth, and body fluids. Mainly it is required for the metabolisms like cellular respiration and to propagate normal reproduction. Coming to the deficiency signs. So these phosphorus deficiency symptoms are similar to calcium deficiency symptoms. So what are those means? Lack of appetite, poor reproduction, and unpretty appearance. Next, coming to the sources. What are the sources of phosphorus? Means dicalcium phosphate, bone meal, and low fluorine phosphates. And low fluorine phosphates are the rich sources of phosphorus. Now we will move to potassium. So coming to potassium, it is represented as K. What is the main function of potassium? So potassium is mainly responsible for the retention and formation of the body fluids. It is mainly responsible for the retention and formation of body fluids. At the same time, it is responsible for the maintenance of pH of the body fluids. Coming to the deficiency signs or symptoms. The deficiency symptoms are not specific. So, a group of symptoms will be seen. Now coming to the sources. The main source is the fibers, that means fiber. Next, Grains are less than roughages. So that means first the best source is roughages and second source is the grains. Now we will move to manganese. So manganese, it is a mineral which plays an important role, and this manganese is represented by Mn. What is the main function of manganese means? It is mainly responsible for the development of fetal development and other development, and it plays a vital role in milk production and skeletal development. So manganese is being a microelement, but it plays a vital role. How means it is mainly responsible for fetal development, other development, it is responsible for the milk ejection, and it is also responsible for the maintenance of our skeleton. Now we will see the deficiency signs of manganese. So in absence of manganese, it leads to abortions. Next, reduced fertility. In some conditions, it leads to sterility. Deformed and poor growth will be seen in persons lacking with manganese. So what are the deficiency symptoms means? Mainly it leads to abortions, reduced fertility, and deformed ends will be produced. Coming to the sources, what are the sources means? The most used trace mineralized salt. So source is the salt which we are used in cooking. The salt which we are used in cooking. So mineralized, iodized, like that. We have to use a mineralized salt in our cooking process, and that will supply the manganese. Now we will move to important roles played by the elements like microelements, which are iodine, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, zinc. So now we will see what is the function of the microelements like copper. So coming to the first microelement, copper. So I said that microelements are nothing but minerals which are required in minimum amount. Micro means small. These are the inorganic nutrients which are required in small amounts for the propagation of our body. So the first one is copper. So what is the main function of copper? It should be present in animal tissues. Copper is required for iron to be properly utilized. So copper and iron are interlinked. In presence of copper, iron will be absorbed. So in presence of iron only, hemoglobin will be formed. And copper is required for the synthesis of keratin. Copper is required for the synthesis of keratin. And in case of animals, it is responsible for the development of wool. So finally, what are the main functions of copper means? The copper is required for the absorption of iron. Indirectly, iron is responsible for hemoglobin formation. So in absence of copper, anemic conditions will be developed. And then copper is required for the formation of keratin protein, which is responsible for the failures. In case of animals, this copper is involved in the development of wool growth. So what will happen in absence of copper? Mainly, it leads to poor pigmentation. That means color formation will be altered. So if you consider animals, it leads to poor pigmentation of feathers, stringy wool, like that. Next, lack of muscle coordination and anemia is also seen in case of copper deficiency. So deficiency of copper will affect the fairness of the person or object, and next it leads to muscle improper action, and finally leads to anemia. So what are the sources of copper means? Forages, that means fresh leafy vegetables, and copper salts. So frequently we have to take fresh leafy vegetables. So this is about copper. Now we will move to second microelement, that is iron, which is represented as Fe. We have to keep one thing in. We have to know one thing, that is iron being a microelement, but it is considered to be a macroelement. Why? Means the role played by iron is of great extent in our body. For this reason, iron being a microelement, it is given a position as macroelement. So now we will see the functions of iron. So the main function of the iron is hemoglobin formation. So what is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is nothing but the red color pigment present in the blood. And this hemoglobin is responsible for the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body. So this hemoglobin is termed as fluid of life. So in absence of iron, what will happen means hemoglobin formation will be decreased. As a result, it leads to a condition called anemia. So for this vital role played by iron in the body, it is grouped into macroelement. Now we will see the deficiency signs that are developed by the loss of vitamin iron. So what are the deficiency symptoms means? Mainly iron deficiency is seen in women. So which is due to nutritional anemia. So mainly anemic conditions are seen in women. So and this anemia is termed as nutritional anemia. Why? Means due to lack of intake of iron through diet, hemoglobin percentage will be decreased in our body, and that condition is called nutritional anemia, which leads to breathing problem. So labored breathing is the main symptom. That means we will take the breathing to a difficulty. And pale eyelids, ears and nose. So what are the main symptoms of deficiency symptoms of iron? Means iron leads to anemia, mainly in case of females, and such type of anemia is called nutritional anemia. Coming to the anemic symptoms, what are the anemic symptoms? Means labored breathing and development of pale eyelids, ears and nose. Coming to the sources of iron. What are the sources of iron? Forages, copper and dates. Dates are the best sources of iron. Now we will see about the next mineral, that is cobalt. So cobalt is represented as CO. This cobalt is a micro element or micronutrient. And this cobalt is mainly playing a vital role along with mineral iron. Coming to the function of cobalt. So what is the main function of cobalt? Means it is required as a nutrient for the microorganisms and thereby aids in the human synthesis of vitamin B12. So cobalt is required as a nutrient for microorganisms and thus it leads to synthesis of vitamin B12. Now we will see the deficiency signs of cobalt. So the first deficiency symptom is lack of appetite, loss of weight, rough hair coat. So in case of animals, the hair will be very rough. For us also, the hair will be stiffy. Next, followed by anemia. I said that cobalt and iron are interplaying. So anemic symptom, which is a symptom of iron deficiency, is also seen in cobalt deficiency. Next, decreased milk production, wool production, and if this cobalt deficiency is not identified, it may lead to death. So we have to be careful during mineral and vitamin deficiencies. What are the sources of cobalt? Means legume forages. Legume forages are the best sources. And next, salt containing cobalt combinations are preferred. Now we will see the next mineral, that is magnesium. Magnesium is a microelement and it is represented by Mg. So what is the function of this mineral? Vital mineral means This function, magnesium function, is similar to that of calcium and phosphorus. That means mainly responsible for the bone formation, teeth formation, and normal maintenance of nerves and muscular activity. So coming to the deficiency signs of magnesium. Generally, in the lack of magnesium, the person will be irritable. So generally, the persons will be irritable and heartbeat is irregular, and in severe conditions, it leads to kidney damage. In severe conditions, it leads to kidney damage. Coming to the sources, mineral supplements and ordinary feeds are the best resources of magnesium. So, ordinary feeds are best resources of magnesium. Now we will move to the or we see the important terms that are used in this session. So nutrients. What are nutrients? Nutrients are nothing but the chemical substances in food that are used by the body to produce energy and tissues. So simply nutrients can be defined as chemical substances that are present in the blood, mainly used to produce energy and development of tissues. Next term is vitamins. Vitamins. So vitamins are essential organic nutrients required in small amounts, and these vitamins cannot be synthesized by the body. Therefore, they have to be supplied through the diet, and mainly these vitamins are required for growth, maintenance, reproduction and lactation. So compulsory, we have to take vitamins through our diet as they are not synthesized in our body. Now we will see the vitamin deficiency. So what do you mean by vitamin deficiency? Means if required amount is not being supplied to the body, that condition is called deficiency. So what vitamin deficiency means, or this vitamin deficiency will lead to decline in health. Decline in health. Next we will see the gist of vitamins. So vitamins are mainly classified into two types, fat soluble and water soluble. So what is a fat soluble vitamin? A vitamin that can be stored and accumulated in the liver and other fatty tissues. So fat soluble, they are dissolved in fat and so they can be accumulated and preserved in our body. So there is no need of taking fat soluble vitamins. Second category is water soluble vitamins. So water soluble vitamins, the name itself indicates these are dissolved in water and they can be excreted from the body through urine. So water soluble vitamins, which are nothing but BC vitamins, has to be taken regularly through the diet. Next, coming to the second important topic which we have discussed is minerals. So what are minerals? Minerals are nothing but essential inorganic compounds. Students, you have to know that vitamins are organic compounds, minerals are inorganic compounds which are required in small amounts for the growth and normal maintenance of our body. Mainly these minerals are responsible for the reproduction and lactation. So during pregnancy, vitamin and mineral tablets are suggested by doctors. Coming to the classification of minerals, these are classified based on the requirement as macro elements and micro elements. The macro elements are required in large these are required in large amounts by the body, and the micro minerals are required in small amounts in our body. So by this I conclude that minerals and vitamins, though they are required in small amounts, but they are playing a vital role. So we have to take a diet regularly containing the vitamins and minerals. Thank you all.